Hello, hello. My name is Dennis Deloach, and I am the host of the Uncle Jim Effect podcast. Welcome, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to spend time with us and to realize your God given potential. Today, we are on episode number 45, and we're going to talk about what we call the D1 decision making process. And so, before we get started, again, thank you so much for taking the time to do that. It means the world to me. We're having so much success, and it's all because of you. If you would please subscribe to our channel below if you haven't. Share this with family, friends. You're able to find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and it means the world to us when you share those with those you love, these podcasts, if they bring you value. Let's get started. Again, we're going to talk about the D1 decision making process that has helped me so much in my life, and I know it will help you. And again, our goal here, the purpose we have in life, is to help others realize their God given potential. And once we do that, and that's a process, once we understand what that is for us individually, then we want to magnify that calling in the service of ourselves, our family, friends, neighbors, and communities. And in so doing, we're going to create a tsunami of hope. And throughout the world, we will have an impact, and we're going to change this world by giving people hope. So let's get started. Uh, D1, decision making process. This was introduced to me by a mentor who was very, very successful. And I understood all along the importance of making decisions, but the way he articulated it to me just resonated, made so much sense. So my hope and prayer is that I can do that for you, because this is honestly and truly one of the most important concepts you'll learn in your life to be successful. And that is to decide what needs to be done, to automate it, to get it calendared, and then put it on autopilot so you don't have to think about it and you can move on to the next thing. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So I want to talk about a couple of quotes that really hit me, and I love these things. And Wilfred A. Peterson said, "You are only one decision away from a totally different life." One decision. What that one decision is, and I've seen that happen in my life. I've seen that happen in the lives of others. And I know it can happen in your life if you will have the guts to make that decision, to implement this process, and to let it work through the course of that working for you. So let's talk about that. The D1 decision making process, to me, it's pretty simple. There's 6 areas we've defined on how to do that. And there's probably more, but again, I try to simplify things in my effort to communicate what's up here for me and what I've learned, to shorten your learning curve by eliminating the mistakes that I've made. That's my goal here. And so let's get going. So, first and foremost, when I want to make a decision, I need to first identify what is the outcome I want. What is it? What goal is it that I'm after? Uh, whether it's business or personal, what is the accomplishment, the outcome, or the goal I want to achieve? And that sounds funny, but a lot of times we don't identify exactly what it is I want to be the result that we achieve. And the more specific I can be, the easier it is to make decisions on how to get there. So again, exactly list out what outcome or desire you want. Specifically, it's a specific goal, it's measurable, it's attainable, it is time dependent, and it's realistic. And so those are things that make up a good goal, and we need to know that, and that's the first step. The second step is to list the lead indicators, or those items which what I do on a daily basis will most likely lead me to what that goal was stated in number 1. So we use this example a lot, the weight loss goal. So if I know that I want to specifically lose 20 pounds in the next 60 days, does that fit the criteria of being specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and have a time frame? Of course it does. Now, so knowing that that's good, what then are the daily lead indicators that mean when I do something, it will lead me to that goal specifically on a daily basis? What are lead indicators? One would be to curb the intake of the number of calories I have. Another one would be to increase the amount of movement I have or the number of steps I take or the number of workouts I do, again, with specific and measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-dependent goals. So list those lead indicators after I've identified exactly what I want, spend some time to realize that's the ultimate goal I want, but as I reverse engineer it back, what can I do on a daily basis that is simple and guaranteed to lead to that result if I adhere to it strictly. Okay. And number 3 is I need, and this is an important one that most of us don't do, I need to list the activities or habits or bad habits that I will give up in pursuit of this goal, because we are kidding ourselves if we think I'm just going to create new time in life with all of my bad habits that have led me to that position if I don't get rid of some of those. Because the number one excuse in any one of these endeavors is I do not have time. So we're going to agree on step number 3 in our decision-making process. What is it that I will give up, whether it's watching TV, checking email, curbing the amount of time I spend on social media, shutting my phone off an hour a day, whatever that is, list what I'm willing and able to give up in pursuit of this goal. Because if we don't give up something, we're not going to achieve that goal. And then the 4th thing we're going to do is we need to automate or calendar every lead indicator we listed. And by automate or calendar, I mean we need to write down specifically that at 9 a.m. every day, I will go on a 4-mile walk to get X number of steps. Okay, I build my schedule around these lead indicators. I don't just say, oh, I'll get it. I need to be specifically calendaring and building my schedule around what that is. For lunch, I will not exceed 500 calories. I will drink 8 glasses of water, 4 before breakfast and 4 at lunch, or whatever that is. That's what we need to automate and calendar every leading indicator that we can, and build our schedule around that. Okay. Number 5 in our D1 decision-making process is we need to keep score. Everything we do in life that we want an outcome on, we need to keep score, because if we're not tracking it, we're not going to grow, and we're not going to reach our goal if we don't know where we're at or where we started or what success looks like. Keep score. So on a daily basis, if I've got 4 lead indicators and I've got it scheduled in mind, just at the end of the day, say I hit 3 of the 4, I hit 1 of the 4, I hit 2 of the 4. Keep score on a daily basis on the success I'm having. And then every few days or a week, maybe Sunday evening, sit back and look throughout the week and say, gosh, that was a great week. What did I do? I woke up with the intention of doing these. Before I went to bed, I looked at my schedule the next, whatever those things are that gave you a great week, you need to continue to do those things. So, and then finally, the 6th step in our D1 decision-making process is to assess performance. How am I doing? And to adjust the activities, not the goal. So as I assess how am I doing, gosh, I said I would only eat 500 calories. That's not doable. I need to have 800. Assess it and change it. Adjust that goal, adjust the activities. I said, oh, I need to walk 10,000 steps. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can only do 4,000. Then I got to do 6,000 after work. Fantastic. Assess the performance, adjust the activity, not the goal. That is critical. Assess the performance. Am I winning or am I losing? If I'm losing, adjust the activities, not the goal. That is key. Adjust the activities and not the goal. So those are the 6 steps to the D1 decision-making process. I'm going to review them again. Number 1, identify the 10X goal you want and be as specific as you can. Write it down, review it, make sure it's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's realistic, and there's a time frame attached to it. That's number 1. Number 2, list the lead indicators, or those daily activities that will lead me to the results I seek in that time period I set. And that's usually done by reverse engineering. This is what the goal looks like. This is the outcome I want. On a daily basis, what are the simple things I can do over the next 10 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days to reach that goal? And then that is the list of lead indicators that we need to do every day to reach that goal in our 60, 80, 90-day period. Number 3 is identify activities or bad habits that I will give up in pursuit of this goal, because we need to create time and quit wasting time. So we have to identify 1 or 2 or 3 things that I will give up in pursuit of this worthy outcome or goal. Number 4, I need to automate or calendar each of the lead activities every day and build my schedule around it. So I don't hope that I have time to get those done. I need to say, okay, look, I know I have to work from 8 to 5. Other than that, I'm going to get up a little early. I'm going to give up sleeping in. That's one of the things I'll give up. I'm going to get up and drink 4 glasses of water and walk 2 miles. And that's automating the calendar, right? Number 5, keep score. Stay on it every day. Keep score. Keep track of it like you would, well, hopefully better than you do, some of you with your checkbooks, but keep score on a daily basis what we're doing. And that leads us to the 6th and final one, which is assess performance, which is to evaluate the score, be honest with yourself, and assess performance and adjust the activities, not the goals. So as we see what we're successful in, do more of it. As we see what we're not, adjust the activities to get more success and not adjust the outcome or the goal that we want, right? So this is kind of a short, get right to the point podcast, but it can change your life if you will implement this D1 decision-making process system into your life. It's simple. Don't let how simple it is fool you. If you can do these things, you can attach any goal, any 10x goal you can think of in your life to this process, and it will work. I promise you. I've seen it change the lives of people around me. I've seen it change my life in specific areas, health and finance. And I promise you, if you will repeat this podcast, it's only about 12, 13 minutes long, and implement this exactly as we talk about it, it will change your life. Thank you for the time. Please like and subscribe to our podcast, share it with your family and friends, and let's get after it, realizing our God-given potential. And let's get after creating a tsunami of hope throughout this world and get rid of all this hate and division that's going on. We do not have time for this kind of junk. So many people out there are so negative and so dissatisfied with their life because they seek to look for negative in others instead of positive in themselves. Anyway, I just, it makes me sick to see all of the wasted energy in this world. But we're going to quietly keep realizing our God-given potential, and we are going to create a tsunami of hope that just takes hold and goes throughout this world and change the mindset throughout this world. Thank you so much. And until next time, God bless.